Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from WholeSingersFlyShop.com. Bringing you another wet fly pattern today. This year I plan on fishing a lot of wet flies, so I'm probably going to be tying a lot of wet flies here in my videos this year. I really like them. It's the way I was raised to fish, so it's near and dear to my heart, and they're some of the prettiest flies you can tie too. So that's another reason why I like to tie the classic wet flies. But this one's not really a classic one. This one's more of a European style cruncher, which is a still water pattern over in Europe. And around here, you can fish it still water, but I'll be fishing it on the swing. This is more of an attractor pattern, and it's just a nice quill body with a peacock thorax and two biots to give it a little bit of offset in the thorax there. So it's a really nice looking fly. Let's get into tying it here. Enough of hearing me talk, and let's see the fly and the vise and the material list to tie it. Okay guys, here you see the fly in the vise, very cool looking fly, and let's get into tying it here. The hook I'm putting in the vise is a 7/18 fire hole, and this is a size 16, a very small one. And the reason I use this is the extra length. It just makes a nice, this is an attractor pattern for me. I'm using this more as like a searching, attracting pattern, and I don't want it big, but I want the length of the body for the quills. So for the tail, I'm going to start out, 7/18 fire hole, size 16. Thread, I'm going to use some 70 denier olive. For the tail, the next thing I'm going to use for the tail is, this is a Brahma Chickaboo cape, and this is an olive colored one. I'm using olive or a light colored, however you want to use it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a little section of it off here on the back, and that's what I'm going to use for my tail, and I'm going to set the rest of the feather aside for my hackle. So now I'm going to put the tail on here and get it the length I want it, which that's about right there, just a little bit, maybe a little shy of the length of the body or the hook shank. And then we're going to wrap this down, and now I'm going to use some synthetic peacock quills. And I want this to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to use a yellow one. You see me use these things all the time, and they're great to use because they're so easy to work with. And you can use a natural quill if you want. You're going to come close on your length, I guess would be the big thing. And we're just going to tie this down. It's a little bit longer there. I'm going to trim that off. And I'm going to come up about 2/3 of the way. You see how I'm stopping back here? About 1/3 of the way back I'm stopping. So that's where I want my body to end, my quill body. And we're just going to wrap this up. And this is with the olive thread under it. It's going to give it an olive color, but you're going to be able to see the quill lines come through it real nice. So that's why I'm using the yellow with the olive thread under it. And there we go, we're going to wrap that off. Now set the rest of this aside for your next one. You can get 2 out of these, no problem. And for the next piece of material I'm going to use a piece of goose biot, and this one is yellow. And I need 2 of them. I need 1 for each side. So we're going to cut them off at the base. Okay, and then I'm going to put 1 down each side by the tip. But I want it to be a little bit thick, so I'm going to go about halfway and point the tip towards the front there and tie it down. And then I'm going to come in on the other side. And what I actually want to do, this one seems a little bit shorter, so I'm going to line them up so they're the same length at the butt section, I should say. and tie this down. And as I'm tying, I'm getting it up here on the side where I want it to be. Okay. And then we're just going to trim off the tips here. And the next thing, I'm going to put 2 pieces of peacock herl on. And any color works. This is actually fluorescent green. I just like it because it's pretty bright, but I'm going to take 2 pieces. You can use natural, no problem at all. Tie them on here, wrap it back over that goose biot there, and then we're going to pop the tips off. Okay, we're going to wrap these around here a couple times. Make a nice little thorax on this. And then bring it forward. And then we're going to tie it off. And I cut one of those, so we're going to make sure we get that tied down here. Oops. There we go, got it. Okay, once I got them tied on there, got a couple wraps on them, we're going to take my biots, one on each side, and I'll do them one at a time. Just going to tie it off right there at that eye, right over the side, so you see you got like a little side wing case. And I'll come around the other side, make sure it stays on the side there, and then trim these off. Oops. Okay, now I'm just going to clean that head up just a little. Okay, and you can see there I got that little yellow line going down each side. Now I'm going to come back to my feather that I threw aside there a little bit ago, and I really only want to use these end feathers, okay, the end fibers, because they're shorter, they're the right length. So I'm going to get that tip, and I'm going to trim it off about like that. Just trim a little triangle there, and we're going to tie it down by that. Oops, I tied it down upside down. So I want to tie it down with the bottom side of the feather facing the fly, as you see right there. That will wrap it the correct way around the hook for me. Okay, then we'll grab our hackle pliers, and we're just going to make a couple quick wraps around here. And as we do it, we're going to pull these fibers backwards so you get a nice hackle wrapped on here. Oops. I didn't wrap the way I wanted. I'm going to go back a little bit and tease them back here some more. There we go. Clean it up a little bit. That's a lot better. You can strip down one side if you want. That'll cut down on your hackle fibers. So I'm just going to tie this off. And I'm going to pull back all those fibers and clean up the head here. Alright, make a nice round head there. And then we're going to whip finish. And these are Stillwater patterns over in Europe, the Cruncher. And around here I would swing it as a wet fly. You know, like I said, use this as an attractor pattern. It's just a nice buggy looking pattern, and it'll catch fish for you. I want a little bit thicker on the hackle than I wanted to. You know, you can barely see that yellow coming through there. You can actually make the thorax a little bit bigger than I did, but that's a good looking fly right there. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I enjoy bringing these to you, and I really enjoy doing wet flies because it challenges me to get back to my roots and have a lot of fun tying flies that I really like to tie. I love tying soft hackles way more than dry flies. Dry flies, as you know, if you look through my list of flies, I don't have a lot of dry flies. I don't fish them that much, for one, but I don't like to tie them as much. I love the look of the old soft hackles. I'm an old school kind of guy, but I do a lot of euro nymphing. I'm not going to say I don't do that. I like to catch fish. But these flies here still catch fish today. So give the flies like these a try, the soft hackles, and put some time in and learn to swing soft tackles. You're going to have a lot of fun doing it. It's just another tool in your belt which will make you a better all-around fisherman. And if you have any questions about wet flies, drop me an email, holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. I'll try to answer them for you and try to get right back to you. And it's so much fun because when you're swinging a wet fly, you know when you have a bite. It's not like you're nymphing and just setting the hook whenever, just, thinking, oh, that might have been a fish, I'll set the hook. When you're swinging wet flies, you know the rod will bend on you. So wet flies are a lot of fun. Go fish them and sit down and tie them. So thanks for watching, everybody, guys. Until next week, the material you need to tie this, you can find down in our description below, as always. And also, you can find it at holsingersflyshop.com. So until next week, guys, when I bring you another fly tying pattern, I'm Sean Holsinger.